Hey guys, welcome to the show. Look at this. Welcome to Thailand. Sri Lankan Sammy retired with mom and dad. Thai-tastic adventure. Cannot beat this. It is wonderful to have you here. Let me just check and make sure the sound is working okay. Wonderful to have you. All right, everything looks good on the live stream. The sound is okay. We're here up here at the pool, the 20th floor pool of the Baiyoke Sky Hotel in North downtown Bangkok. So I'm at the 20th floor pool. This is the guest only pool. This is a public place, actually. It's a tourist destination because it is the tallest building in Bangkok at 310 meters. So earlier today, I was upstairs at the observation deck, which is a rotating deck. I think it goes up, the antenna and everything goes up to like 320, 325 meters. But the deck itself is 310 meters above ground. The first 17 floors are offices or something like that. I don't know. But the hotel starts at the 18th floor. The lobby's on the 18th floor. And then the hotel is divided into sections. So there's like regular, sky, and space. I'm in the space section, which is the highest floors. So I'm 73rd floor of 76 rooms. Then above that are restaurants and venues. So there's a bar, there's restaurants, outdoor and indoor. When I mean outdoor, it means that the windows are meshed so that you can feel the breeze. Last night I was at the 82nd floor bar. There's a massage place on the 60th, 70th floor. A lot of restaurants on the 18th floor. The pool's on the 20th. So this is a terrace, and then the hotel goes up like this from this terrace. I'll take you guys on a tour in a bit in a bit. But guys, if you're on the live stream, say hi, please. I really appreciate it. Click the link down below. Say hi. Let me know where you're from. If you're watching after the fact, we're going to be on for about an hour because I'm going to run out of battery. I didn't bring my battery. Well, okay, I did bring it. It's packed away because I'm only here for 36 hours. So I'm going to be on for an hour. Then I'm going to, well, it's 10:30 now here in Bangkok. I'm going to stick around, and then lunchtime, I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go out for lunch and then come back and chill out because I have to be up at 4. I have to check out by 5. My limo's coming to pick me up at 5:30 to take me to the airport. Now I can eat at the airport because I'm business class and I have lounge. So I can eat breakfast at the airport. So I told them not to make me a breakfast because they were going to make me a little boxed breakfast. It's probably a sandwich or something like that. I'll go to the lounge and eat at the lounge. I'll be in the lounge by 6:37, which is perfect. Perfect time for breakfast. And then I'll eat on the plane as well. And then I'll eat again when I land. And that was Jasmine. Princess Jasmine saying hi. Thank you. Guys, say hi on the live stream, please. Really looking forward to hearing from you all. So why am I here just for 36 hours, you might ask? Well, the way I plan my trips is I first buy the Sri Lankan Airlines from end to end. Because if you buy it in advance, you get a better price. So I bought my ticket 6 months ago because I knew that the beginning date and the end date. And it wasn't, and it was from Bangkok. So I knew that this would be my home base. So it doesn't really matter what Lady Sarah was doing. So then it ended up that she landed a few hours after me. So I waited at Bangkok airport for her so that we could drive together. It's not that big of a deal, but I mean, it was only $40 for a car. But I would rather ride with her so we can talk and plan our trip. So yeah, I waited, came. Then she left after 10 days. She went back to Korea. So I spent a month in Pattaya. I met friends, I hung out. Anuj showed up the last week, which was great fun because that's the way my month progressed. I kind of knew he was going to come that week. So my work schedule progressed where I was very busy the first week, a little bit busy the second week, and nothing on the third week. And then, well, I was there for 28 days, with Lady Sarah being there 10 days. So the last 7 or 8 days, I was with Anuj and we partied. We had a great time. You guys saw the videos. It was a lot of fun. So then, I drove to Bangkok, flew to Phu Quoc. Lady Sarah had already arrived like about 5 hours before me because she wanted to take an overnight flight. She didn't want to take a morning flight because she didn't want to sleep and then wake up and have to take a taxi to the airport at like 3, 4 in the morning. She said, I'll go to the airport at 11 o'clock at night and take an overnight flight and then sleep in Phu Quoc, which is what she did. So we had a great time in Phu Quoc, but she had to come back not last minute, but like about a few months before we booked the flight. She had to come back early for a wedding tonight in Seoul, or this afternoon. She's at the wedding now. It's like 12:30 in Seoul, so she's at the wedding now. So she landed early this morning. Her flight was delayed by half an hour and actually ended up being delayed 90 minutes. She was so glad to be in the lounge. So what happened was we got to Phu Quoc airport. Our flights were supposed to be 30 minutes apart, which meant that we would check in at basically the same time. And then I would go to the lounge with her. There's a lounge in Phu Quoc airport. You know, I have to pay for it. It's like $30. So I was going to show her a lounge. She's never been in one. She's always flown economy. She's never paid for a lounge. So then what happened was we get to there and then they say, oh, your flight's delayed, hers, by half an hour. So the check-in is delayed. Then the check-in was delayed another 30 minutes. So by the time she got to check in, I was 20 minutes to boarding. So she still has 2 hours before boarding. She ended up being 3 hours before boarding. So, because her flight was delayed again, I don't know why. They didn't give a reason. But I got her into the lounge and left her there, went to my gate and got on my plane, which was perfect. You know, I had premium, I had Sky Boss, which is like premium economy. Got on the plane. It was an hour and 10-minute flight. Landed in Bangkok. Got off the plane. Big lineup at immigration, but I just walked over to the priority line and I got through priority. Yeah, so I got through priority and then I go to wait for my bag. So I have a limo picking me up from the hotel. I go to wait for my bag. The bag never comes. Finally, they They close delivery. They say finished. I go looking for my bag. Somebody has pulled it off the freaking belt and left it on the other side of the belt. So I was where the bags were coming off. My bag was on the other side. I was so pissed off. So pissed off. Luckily for me, I had my air tag and I was searching for it. When the sign went off, I was like, what the heck? Because I had already, as soon as I landed, I made sure my bag was here. My bag's in the airport. I go looking for it and it's tracking. It says it's 2 meters in front of you. I'm like, fuck. So pissed off that somebody did that. I like lost 30 minutes waiting for my bag. I don't know when it came off, whether it came off first or whether it came off last, but somebody pulled it off the carousel and left it on the, so pissed. That really pissed me off. I mean, they keep saying this. They have the heaviest security in the world in an airport, but yet anybody can come up and grab your luggage. Like there's like whatever. Ugh, annoying. But definitely next time I travel through Bangkok or Phuket, I'm going to use the Thai privilege or the like meet and greet service, just like I do Silk Route. I'm tired of that, especially Phuket. Phuket airport was horrid. Horrid. No, it's not the worst airport. It's just a small airport. I had to wait a half an hour at immigration coming in and about 20 minutes going out. The immigration process is not long. It's just there's not enough people for the amount of traffic coming in or going out. And it's a very small airport. So definitely use the VIP service. So why am I here? Well, Lady Sarah had to leave early. So I said, well, I'm not going to stay in Phuket by myself. So I said, I'm going to come back to Bangkok because that's where my flight is going from. So that we both leave Phuket at the same time, but I land here and then wait for my plane to leave to go back home. So that's why I'm here for 36 hours, which meant I had to get another visa. So the guy asked me how long I'm staying here. The guy in Phuket asked me how long I'm staying. I said, just 1 day. I'm transiting, and he asked for my onward ticket as well because he wanted to see. And I was like, do you mind if I ask why? He says, well, because I just wanted to, they want to know what you're doing. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm a Canadian. I have a 3-month visa. And they're like, oh, you know, we just have to protect the airline and make sure that, you know, we're sending people over that are okay. I said, sure, no problem. Chris, good to see you, brother. How are you doing? Good morning. Let's see, what are you saying? Well, here I am on my last 4 days, and I am sitting on the balcony at the Marino Beach Hotel Colombo. Yes, treat yourself, brother. Let me tell you something. Part of being on vacation is being stress-free. And who doesn't like being treated like a king, you know? So definitely take, and you know, the Sri Lankan hospitality, it's exceptional whether you're going budget or whether you're going luxury. But there's always something to be said about the luxury lifestyle. Yeah, the Merino Bay is a beautiful place. I'm glad, Chris, that you had such a great time. I'm sorry that we're not going to see each other, but we'll catch you on the next one, all right? I'm glad you had a great adventure. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. Sorry, like I said again, we couldn't meet up tomorrow. My flight was delayed by 6 hours, so I'm not going to get in till late in the afternoon. And I don't want to rush, and then not be able to meet up with you. It's going to be a long day for me. So anyway, what else is going on? I had a great vacation. It was long. I think it was longer than my last vacation. My last vacation was 6 weeks. I think maybe it was a little bit less. My last vacation where where I can't even remember the last vacation. So today is February. So August, October. August, we did Pattaya and then Krabi. See, I have a bad memory. I don't even remember my last vacation. Yeah, the last vacation was Pattaya, and I stayed there in August. And then October, we went to Krabi. And then prior to that, see, I don't remember. I gotta think back. I gotta look back at the calendar and see where we went and what we did. Because they're all just the same to me. Like Lady Sarah's like, oh, I love this, I love that. She has great memories. But me, it's just like it's the same thing everywhere we go. No matter where we go, it's the same thing. Sitting on a beach, sitting by a pool, eating good food. And for me, it's all about that. It's just like it's not the specific adventure, it's the overall feeling that I have sharing my vacation with my friends. And that's why I enjoy going to like Thailand or now Vietnam or Cambodia, is because my friends from Korea, my friend Anuj from India, we can all meet up halfway. Like he flew last minute to meet up with me, but he's just a couple hours away. So it was great. Had he not come, I don't know whether I would have had as much fun, because I'm done with going out. Like even tonight, my friend invited me to go out. My friend Juan, who is a guy I knew in Korea, who has moved here and is working and living here in Bangkok, but he lives about an hour north. He said he's in town in downtown Bangkok today doing some work. And he said, you know, we can meet up and go out, but I have to be back home because he's got an early morning exam or test or something like that tomorrow. So I said, no worries, brother. Yeah, Chris, enjoy your time, brother. Let me tell you something. I'm so excited that you had a good time. You know what, Chris, why don't we talk offline? You send me a message on WhatsApp and maybe we can do a live stream together. So like I can invite you in with, if you have a webcam, and then we can talk about your adventure. That would be a really fun thing to do. You know, like you can share your experiences with everybody else about, you know, because I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses. I live there. So like adventures like going to Neuralia, going to Ella, going to Sigiriya, for me, those are just like, you know, and because I'm a local. But for a foreigner to come in and do what you did, riding a tuk-tuk around, I think a lot of people might be interested in that, and it would help promote, you know, the adventure that you had. So definitely let's talk offline about that. So what is going on? Well, I get back home, like I said, Sunday night. I'm gonna unpack, set up my home office again. I gotta rewire everything. Take my time doing that, making sure everything is wired properly, reconnect everything, test everything, make sure everything's working, because I have a class Monday morning. I have to go to the Canadian Embassy and renew my passport. My passport expires in 2026, so I have a year left in my passport, so it's time to get that renewed. Another 10-year passport. I got my credit card. Lady Sarah brought my credit card. Princess Jasmine received it. She dropped it off at Sarah's house. Sarah delivered it to me, and then we called Korea and got it activated. And I updated my I updated my Sri Lankan Airlines bidding, because I bid for an upgrade, and when you win the upgrade, they charge your credit card. So I had to update that, which got done, and I won the upgrade. It cost me $150 to upgrade to business class. So I got a $1,000 business class ticket for about $650. So happy. But I'm finding that a lot of people are doing that because when I look at the check-in, business class is full. So they've upgraded a lot of people with the bid and upgrade. I used to be, like years ago, I would be the only person in business class on a flight to Bangkok. So it was very interesting to see that a lot of people get upgraded. So then, what else? I get back home. I got to upgrade. I got to update my passport. I got to start researching the next trip that we're doing. I want to go back to Vietnam in May. All right, Chris. Once you get back home, yeah, let's chat once you get back home. You need to relax. Why are you getting stressed over 30 minutes? What are you going to do with those minutes? Oh, I don't know what you mean by those 30 minutes. When did I say 30 minutes? I've been having a couple of drinks. It's 10:30 in the morning, and I've already had a drink. What did I say about 30 minutes? Trying to think back of what I said. I think Lady Sarah was getting stressed out over those 30 minutes, not me. Maybe that's what you mean, but gosh, it's hot. It is hot in Bangkok. It feels like, it says it is 28 degrees, but it feels like 34. The humidity level is high. I'm in the shade and it's partly cloudy. And the pollution index is quite high today. So, Chris, I think maybe you're talking about Lady Sarah because I don't stress out over nothing. I mean, I kind of do with travel because I'm not in control. When you travel, you're at the whim of the airline and immigration. So I always stress when crossing borders because I have no idea what's going to happen. Because I have no matter how much you plan, you never know what's going to happen. Like I did with my luggage. I had no idea how long I was going to be in. And they said, we only wait 2 hours for you. And I was like at an hour, 90 minutes because my flight was delayed leaving Phuoc. And that's the only thing I stress about is when I travel is flight delays or border delays because there's no control. You have no control over that. You're at the mercy of other people. But I mitigate it by traveling, business class or VIP. I enjoy that a lot more. So you guys are going to see my review of this hotel. It's an okay place. The room was great. I got upgraded. The room is great. The location, if I was here longer, I don't think I would like it. I don't like cities. I got this place just from a novelty, just for the novelty of it. It's a lot of European and Indian guests. Coming in, I noticed there was a lot of Indian restaurants in this area. I'm new to Bangkok. I've never been. I mean, the other time I was in Bangkok was maybe 10 years ago, where I stayed here for a couple of days with family, maybe longer than that. My brother, my mom and dad, we all came here. Sorry, we all met up here. I was living in Korea at the time. My brother was in Vancouver. My parents were in Sri Lanka. We all met up here. That's what we used to do back in the day, was we would meet up places. Ah, yeah, 30 minutes over my luggage. Okay, yeah. Well, you know, I hate waiting around. I don't like lining up. I don't like waiting. That's my problem. And I hate waiting and I hate waiting and I hate waiting. And when I have people waiting for me, that even bothers me more because that pisses them off. And it's no fault of mine. And the other thing was that waiting for the luggage, I didn't have to wait because somebody pulled the luggage off my the thing. I knew the luggage was in Bangkok, but had I not have a smart tag, I would be like, where the fuck is my luggage? Did it get lost? You know? And it's not like I can wait for my luggage to come because I was leaving the next day. I don't know how they would have gotten my luggage to me in Sri Lanka. It's not their responsibility. I would have had to pay for it to come to Sri Lanka. Thai Viet or Vietjet doesn't have flights to Sri Lanka. They would have had to put it on another flight coming to Sri Lanka. And that would have taken days. And my computer stuff is in there. So yeah, it would have been a problem. Visas, yeah, Sri Lankan government screws us tourists. 30-day extension, and you can only have 60 days for $100. Yeah, I don't really have to worry about visas. So far, I've not needed visas, except for even Vietnam. I didn't actually need a visa. Going to Phu Quoc, I found out that Phu Quoc is a special tourist zone. If you are entering and exiting Vietnam via Phu Quoc, and you are not traveling to any other Vietnamese destinations, you don't need a visa for Phu Quoc. Next time I go, I will need a visa because I'm going to another place in Vietnam. But as a Canadian, Sri Lankan, my passports do not allow me visa-free entry into Vietnam. Thailand, I get 60 or 90 days. Philippines, I get 30 days and then extensions up to 3 years. They're expensive though. Philippines visa extensions are expensive. It costs about $50 a month, or maybe even $100 a month. So Philippines is expensive. Cambodia, I get visa-free entry. Where else do I go? Yeah, so Thailand, I would never stay more than 90 days. The only place I would stay more than 90 days on a visa would be Philippines, if I plan on spending a year there. Or the better part of a year. It looks like if I go in October, that I will spend 10 months there. And I will rent a condo or a small apartment, a small villa. Nothing extravagant, just like a 1-bedroom with a nice living room that I can convert into an office. So that's what I'm going to, sorry if the noise is a little bit too much. I'm at the pool, so there's lots of people here. Yeah, so visas are always an issue when it comes to traveling. And I used ChatGPT last time I was doing my research. I asked ChatGPT, where can I travel that is a beach, okay, in the triangle. I gave it the triangle of, you know, Thailand, Philippines, Laos. Laos doesn't have a beach. Cambodia, Vietnam, and not Bali, not Lombok, not Indonesia. It's too far. But in that rectangle of between Thailand and Philippines, where can I go? That is a beach that is mid-range, not like Palau, which is like 5-star, expensive. Mid-range, clean water, good snorkeling for Lady Sarah, and the weather is good. So, like avoiding the monsoon seasons. So it gave me a schedule of every 3 months. And that's the other thing. It had to be within the visa, right? So it searched the visa requirements for a Canadian and Sri Lankan passport and said, this is the passport you use, this is where you travel and when, to avoid the monsoons. So it worked out really well. It gave me a good schedule and within the visa requirements. But what I decided to do is instead of traveling every 3 months, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay in Philippines and use that as my home base. And then because I can get a better deal on an apartment if I rent it for like 10 months and then for 1 week travel out to meet Lady Sarah and then fly back. So what I got to do is when I go back home, I have the time. I'm going to calculate 1 year of traveling every 3 months and renting an apartment for 3 months, or renting in a place for 1 year in Cebu and then traveling 4 times a year for 1 week, flying back and forth. What are the costs? Because if I do that, I'm flying economy, maybe premium economy, and I definitely don't need to take my computer stuff because I'm not going to be working. Those weeks that I take off, I just need to take my laptop. I don't need the screens. I don't need all of the equipment that I take to work, right? I just need the laptop. That's it. And maybe not even the laptop. I just need something that I can back up my videos on because I'll create a lot of content when I'm on vacation. You know, tons and tons of videos that I'm creating for. So I need to figure out a way that I can store it on my 360 and then transfer it to another file. Maybe just buy SD cards. That's probably a good idea. Instead of carrying a laptop, just buy a bunch of SD cards and fill those up and then come home and make the videos. Because when I'm on vacation, I didn't do any editing. I only did the editing after Lady Sarah left. But that means when I get home, I got a lot of editing to do. We'll see. I mean, carrying a laptop is not that big of a deal. It doesn't cost me any extra. It's just a carry-on. Definitely going to minimize the amount of crap I take. I mean, I brought way too much stuff again. Like, why do I carry so much crap? I'll never understand why I carry so much. So next time, I'm going to reduce the amount of luggage I have. What is this? Oh, I cut myself. How did I do that? I must have been in Thailand. I haven't done anything now. That's an old cut. Anyway. What else is going on? Definitely have to ramp up the work schedule. I don't have a lot of new contracts starting, but I have enough. I mean, obviously, my recurring contracts will pick up again in May and in August. So, you know, the next 3 months would be a good respite to relax and chill out. I am 100% starting an exercise regime and a fasting regime. I'm going to be doing 3 days of fasting. So I will fast for 72 hours. Not eat at all. So I'm going to start off slowly. I'm going to start off with like 18 hours and then 24 hours and then 36 hours. And, you know, do that for like, so I'll do 3 days of 18 hours. Then I'll do 3 days of 24 hours. Then I'll do 3 days of 36 hours. And then I'll increase it and then start over again. I'm a huge believer in fasting and exercise. So I got to increase my exercise and my sleep. So I'm going to New Year's resolutions, and I'll stop playing video games, stop watching. I mean, I can watch my TV shows while I'm exercising. And I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do more exercise, get my cardio up, because let me tell you something. Swimming in the ocean with Lady Sarah, I was like, I was dying. I couldn't believe my endurance was not there. So definitely going to work on that. And I got to lose weight. Even Lady Sarah said, you gained a little weight. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Over the last 6 months, I gained about 5 kilos. And it's not healthy. So, I mean, the cholesterol is okay. The blood pressure is okay. So I'm going to start to exercise more. I'm going to start to, I mean, I eat healthy. That's the only thing that's keeping me healthy, is keeping my blood pressure and my cholesterol and everything is the fact that I eat healthy a lot. But I need to reduce my calories, and I got to increase my exercise. So what are the things that I've studied about? I mean, this is not proven, but it makes sense from a logical standpoint. Okay. And I mean, it's like, what do you call it? Coincidental analysis. But you have these people in Japan, you have these people in India who do fasting, and they lived over 100 years. And it's been proven. I don't want to say proven. They have found evidence that your DNA can replicate, make a new cell only a finite number of times before it starts to replicate errors. And that's where cancers and problems happen, like your skin starts to sag, because the body doesn't replicate the cell properly, and it replicates. So it's like a copy of a copy of a copy. As you photocopy something, it gets less and less visible, right? You've seen that. When you make a photocopy of a photocopy, the quality degrades after time. So imagine that with a cell. And there's a protein at the end of the DNA that loses a little bit. So it gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until it disappears. And once it disappears, the cell cannot replicate properly, and it replicates errors. And that's what happens with old age. When you replicate errors in your heart muscle or in the blood vessel walls, that's how you get a heart attack or a stroke. Or just, your brain or whatever, the cells just stop working and you die natural causes, right? So this is what fasting does. And this makes sense. This makes total sense. So let's say that you have 100 pieces of energy per day. Your body allocates that to operating your body. So there's two parts to your brain. There's the thinking part that you control, and then there's the back part that controls the automatic functions of your body: blinking, heartbeat, breathing, the organs in the body. So what happens is that your brain doesn't talk to each other. Your stomach sends signals to the brain saying, I'm hungry. And the brain and the front part of it, oh, I'm going to eat in 2 hours. But this part of the brain doesn't talk to this part of the brain. It's very interesting. I'm hungry. I'm starving. I know I'm going to eat in 2 hours, but the stomach doesn't know that. So it sends a signal to the brain, says, I'm hungry. And the brain goes, okay, let's start eating the fat stores because we need to reserve. It goes into the starvation mode. So what it does is, like, okay, so the body doesn't understand that there is food coming. It believes food is not coming. So it goes into starvation mode. What it does is it starts to eat at the body fat or the stores of energy. And there's different words. It's called autophagy or some kind of thing. So basically what it does is this, is that to build a new cell takes a very short amount of time. And it's very easy for the body to do, but it takes a lot of energy. And when there's a lot of energy in the body, it goes ahead and it does that. This is very easy to do. To repair a cell takes a long time, but a very little bit of energy. So when the body feels that it's starving, it goes into this mode of repair. Now, if you go back to the analysis that you have a finite amount of cells that can be replicated. Sorry, you have a finite amount of times your cells can be replicated. If you repair a cell, you have one more cell that isn't replicated to use at the end of your life. So the more cells you repair, the more you have at the end of life. Does that make sense? So that's what fasting does, in my opinion. It eats away the fat in your body, and it rebuilds your cells. They've done studies. They've shown that this is true. I mean, I don't know whether or not it's 100% true. I don't know whether it's been proven, but the information that I've seen and what I've done, I think it's somewhat factual from what I've seen. Live to 100, Chris. I'm going to live to be 113. That's what I have. I've been told that a few times from shamans, a couple times in Sri Lanka and one time in Sri Lanka. So the fortune teller didn't say how old I would live, but said that 113 was very important to my life. So I've said that that's the age I'm going to live till. So, and my family is long living. All of my relatives live to be in their 90s or 100s. So, you know, my aunt is 91. My dad's 88. My grandparents were in their hundreds. My mom's parents, not my dad. My dad's father lived to be about 80. And so everyone in my family is long lived, and I live stress-free. That's the number one thing. I live stress-free and I live a healthy lifestyle. Okay. So those are the two important things. I don't drink and I don't smoke. I mean, I do drink a little, but not like a Western person in a Western country would. My drinking is more like once a month. I mean, last week I drank more than I did all of 2024. So 2025, I mean, I drank last week. I probably won't drink again for another 6 months. I might drink once a month if I go out for dinner. But sometimes I say no. It all depends on the kind of food I'm eating. If I'm having steak, I'll have a drink because it's just, you have to. You have to have a drink. But if I'm just going out with mom and dad for dinner or something like that, a simple dinner, nah, I'm not gonna drink a lot. One drink, that's it. I've never smoked, so I never will do that. And I live in a pollution-free area, so I don't have to worry about pollution. I don't have to worry about, and I don't have any stress. I don't have any financial stress. I don't have any relationship stress that causes drama. Chris, again, brother, lots of love to you. Thank you so much for visiting my homeland. Thanks so much for your donation. That did help. I'll send you the information. You supported a family in northeast side of Sri Lanka. Send their 2 kids to school. So thank you so much for that. Truly appreciate your support. Guys, if you want to support my local charity where we support families of sick people, of kids going to school, that kind of thing, vet them, and we have a local charity that helps these people. Click the link down below. Send me a private message. You can either buy me a coconut, you can send me the money directly. We will support, and I will show you the receipts and everything like that. Thank you again, Chris, for your support. Please enjoy your day. Stay cool because it is hot in Colombo. I saw the weather. You guys got that heat wave going on, so take care of yourself. We'll see you on the other side, brother. Safe trip home, okay? And enjoy your travel time. Brother, check out Silk Route Departure, okay? That's a VIP departure. It's like 50 USD, and it is such a comfortable way of traveling out of Colombo Airport, okay? Check it out online, Silk Route Departure, okay? What else is going on? Well, we're getting into the summer months in Sri Lanka. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. I am going to be... I have no plans between now and August. I have no plans. August and October, I will be in Vietnam from mid-August till mid-October. And then after October, I don't know whether I'm going to come back to Sri Lanka or whether I'm going to travel to Philippines to live in Philippines for the winter. I think I will try it. I think what I'll do is I'll go to Philippines and I will do a month-to-month booking where I will stay till March, and Princess Lady Sarah will come in for Asian New Year, and we will visit. She will visit Cebu where I am, and then I will stay in Cebu, and then for her winter break, a month later, she will come and we will go to Bohol, which is about an hour away. I will have to travel by ferry boat, and she will travel by plane because there's a direct flight from Korea to Bohol. Bohol is a remote area. And then the plan for this time, 2026, is southern Thailand, Koh Kud, and then is Krabi in August because it's cheaper and quieter, and then October will be Koh Kud, which is in the southern part of Thailand. Whereas in between that time, I'll stay in Pattaya. I'll hang out with my friends in Pattaya. So that's the plan for 2026, 2025. Still not 100%. In the next month, we're going to be deciding. Lady Sarah and I are going to be deciding what we're going to be doing for 2025. And then I'm going to be deciding closer to June, July, what I'm going to be doing in vis-a-vis staying in moving to Philippines and meeting up with my friend Tim Ricks, who lives in Cebu. I haven't seen him in 2-3 years. So I want to visit with him and see what he's up to and hang out with him. Let me get something to eat here. Get a little snacky poo. It's cute how the water bottles have the shape of the hotel. Baiyoke. It's also interesting that I don't know if it's over here or over there, but they have an older hotel next door to this hotel. Just like Lotte Tower in Korea. Lotte Tower in Korea was originally a 30-story hotel overlooking the water park, the amusement park. And then the company built the Lotte Tower, which is the 4th tallest tower in the world. So this company obviously is a successful company that built this. As a hotel resort. All right, guys, we're coming up on an hour. I'm going to wrap up things pretty soon here. I want to say thank you to Chris and everybody who's watching. Please click the link down below. Support the channel. Also, I ask that you guys comment, subscribe. A lot of you I see are watching the channel and not subscribed. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel. Hey, Darren, how are you, brother? I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, I think it is. I think you land on the 10th of March. So I hope you have a safe flight. I just saw something on the news as well. I didn't click on the link, but Emirates is going to be running their new upgraded flights from Australia. Yeah, 10th to 20th. I have it marked on my calendar that you're coming. So we should definitely, I'm going to have a lot more free time this trip. So let's meet up for lunch. Dinner's like not lunch, late lunch. Dinner's like, well, we'll chat offline when you get here. We'll meet up. All right. And have a safe flight. But it is, from what I've been seeing in the news report, it is hot in Sri Lanka right now, like boiling hot. So be ready for that, brother. Let me tell you something. Anyway, I got to wrap up things now as we get into the hour of this live stream. I do truly appreciate everybody who watches, likes, subscribes. Chris and Darren, you guys, Darren, let me tell you something. You can handle it. I can't handle it. I'm like, oh, it's so hot. And I got to double check with Mom to see if they have fixed the solar power system where I can use the air conditioning while I'm using my computers, because they take up a lot of juice, and it clicks back and forth between solar power and the I don't know, the way the electricity is run in the house. I have no idea. I don't understand it. It's 3-phase, and I'm on the 3rd phase, and when one system goes out, another system kicks in, and sometimes we have power in half the house, sometimes we don't have power. I don't care. It's because I use a lot of electricity in my room for my computers. So I have to, I don't like air conditioning, but sometimes I like it. Sometimes I like it. Anyway, guys, I want to say thank you again. It has been a great adventure. I'm sorry I couldn't do more live streams. It's just that we were always running around and it just wasn't where I was. I didn't have good internet to be able to do a live stream. We were on the middle of an island somewhere. So to do a live stream was not really possible. So I will say thank you today to you all, and I will see you all on the other side. Next week, Sunday, fun day from Sri Lanka. Thanks again, guys.